I am Valerie Coachman Moore, Chair of the Board of Trustees of Pacific Oaks College and Children's School. On behalf of our Pacific Oaks President, Board of Trustees, the faculty, the administrative staff, the Children's School community, and the entire Pacific Oaks College family, it is my great honor to stand before you and welcome you to the 62nd annual commencement ceremony. I'd like to just take a moment to reflect on those previous 6+ decades, which have graduated students much like yourselves, grounded in the same values that permeate the school today. Those values, the importance we place on the individual, diversity, equity, social justice, and participatory decision-making. These values have withstood the test of time and will continue to be our guiding light as we move forward into an uncertain future for higher education. My husband, Solomon, and I and our family and our children embrace these values because as early parents, we found ourselves at the children's school and learned to parent better and have carried these values with us throughout our lives. And that was back in the 80s and 90s. Pacific Oaks College and Children's Schools principles, which help us and our children shape our approach to parenting and the way we live our lives, and most likely you as well, having gone through the curriculum here, remain as important and as socially relevant today as they were 76 years ago. So Pacific Oaks graduates, as you receive your diplomas today, remember the first graduates who did back then in front of their families, their friends. And in the 1960s, this will continue to be a part of, as we go forward, of the institution's DNA. Yes, this is a particularly proud day for all of us when we come together to celebrate the remarkable achievements of you and graduation. As we celebrate the graduates, we also celebrate you, your family members, their children, their parents, their loved ones, their neighbors, their friends who have supported each of the graduates, each of you, as you have pursued your educational goals and made your dreams come true. Some of those dreams are their dreams as well. Thank you. In fact, the Pacific Oaks College and Children's School community is vast, and I too am celebrating a graduation of someone who's very dear to our hearts, our neighbor who's here today and receiving a degree. Yes, we are all connected, undeniably. Such a wonderful privilege. Permit me to also note that here today, among my colleagues and other Pacific Oaks trustees, we have one of the first members of the Pacific Oaks family, Trustee Priscilla Burgess Gam, who has been a part of Pacific Oaks College and Children's School all of her life. She is a living testimony to what a Pacific Oaks College life and Children's School life can embody and reflect. That, I'm sure, is the same for others who you'll hear about today in our program, who have also made major contributions to this institution. So to all of you, graduates, your family, members, your friends, your neighbors, welcome. And thank you for being here. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce Pacific Oaks College's 11th president, our own Dr. Jack Pedunton.
Thank you so much, Chair Valerie Coachman Moore. I have a pleasure to actually say a lot of congratulations to everyone today, but I would like to begin the commencements today. Graduating students, Pacific Oaks trustees, colleagues, and most especially families and friends. Welcome to Pacific Oaks' 22nd commencement ceremony. Every commencement is special, and this year is no different. I'm going to tell you one secret of commencement today. And actually, I haven't told that before. So audiences, listen to me very carefully. When you celebrate your graduate, be as loud as you can. We don't really see you, but we can hear you. Right? So I wanted to make sure that you look in front of the section here, and I wanted to tell you about our graduate today. We today have 272 graduating students from Pacific Oaks. Congratulations, graduates. Exactly, 272, that's a magic number, right? 70% of our graduates earn a master's degree. More than half this year enroll in our online programs. And we serve majority of adult learners, so more than half also enroll less than full-time. Let me acknowledge a few group of people here. 8 of our students are either active military personnel or veterans. Thank you for your service. We also have one special recognition this year. 11 of our students graduate with a degree in social work. This is our inaugural cohort and class. Congratulations. Today is a day when each graduate earns a new title. You can proudly call yourself graduate of Pacific Oaks College. It is an honor that you share with over 10,000 alumni who are making a difference in the world. Every student who graduated today should consider yourself a role model. You have worked so hard to advance your degree, balancing your career, family, and life while experiencing the impact of the pandemic. But graduate, I know that your success today would not be possible without all the support from friends and family, and they are backing you up in this auditorium today. And this might be the loudest part that I needed to hear, right? So I'm gonna call some of the group that actually supporting our graduate. You're gonna need to shout the loudest possible because once again, I don't see you. Most of us here do not see you, but we can hear you. So let me recognize the first group of people that make this possible today. Can I have all the mothers and mother figures stand up? Thank you. That's exactly how we want it. But what about father stand up as well? This is another group that I know is so significant because they help the graduate to advance to the degree. I'm inviting spouses and partners to stand up and be recognized. Pacific Oaks commencement cannot be completed without recognizing a very, very special group. The children of our graduates. You know, although I don't see you, I really felt that energy. Thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. I'm saying that on behalf of our graduate and everyone at Pacific Oaks. The celebration today, for those who are receiving the degree, rely on collective efforts from college faculty, staff, and our Board of Trustees. I must recognize them and ask them to stand up to be recognized as well. They continue to contribute their knowledge and expertise to guide Pacific Oaks to provide quality education. May I please call each group to stand. Let's start off with staff. Please stand and be recognized both on the floor and on the stage. Thank you, staff and administrator, for being recognized. You have made so much difference for Pacific Oaks. What about our world-class faculty who are here on stage? Faculty, you make it possible today. Thank you so much. I have a very special group that is so critical for our success, our Board of Trustees. Most of us are here on the stage, but I would like you to stand to be recognized, please. We also have our trustee on the special guest section as well. Thank you for your guidance for our operation and quality education. Despite the ever-changing world in which we live in, graduate, you have adapted and risen to the challenge. I am inspired by your dedication and determination. We all are. Commencement is not just to say goodbye to our graduate. It provides you with the opportunity to reflect on the spirit that defines your class, the opportunity to celebrate the knowledge that you have acquired and created, the opportunity to look forward for the exciting potential that each of you have to offer. When I reflect on the contribution that you have made to our community and the commitment that you have to Pacific Oaks' core value of social justice, diversity, inclusion, and respect, I am optimistic of our future of our institution, future of our country, and our community. Your class, reflective of your generation, share value that our community needs. The dedication to service and appreciation of different view and lifestyle, and an understanding of the importance of a collective collaboration within and across communities. Graduate, we are so proud of you. We will be so happy to welcome you home anytime. Congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you. You know, that wasn't loud enough. Can we do it one more time? Congratulations. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you the President of TCS Education System, Dr. Michael Horowitz.
Clase de 2022, felicitaciones por su logro trascendental. Today we celebrate your hard work, your passion, your perseverance that has brought you to this pivotal moment. I know you're all so proud, you should be, and your families, todas las familias. Now more than ever, we need graduates like you, culturally competent, compassionate. Your education at Pacific Oaks has absolutely prepared you to enter these very, very important fields you're going into, and you will advance social justice, and create more inclusive environments in all communities as you positively impact the world. So on behalf of our community at TCS Education System, the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, the Colleges of Law, Saybrook University, the Kansas College of Osteopathic Medicine, your brothers and sisters throughout the system, we congratulate you. Again, felicidades, congratulations. And at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce you to our awesome Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Bree Cook.
Good morning. I have the wonderful pleasure of introducing our student speaker, Claudia Aceves. Claudia earned her bachelor's degree in human development with a concentration in early childhood and is earning her master's degree in leadership and education today from Pacific Oaks College, both within a span of 4 years. So she's been busy. Claudia is a first-generation Latina and first of her immigrant family to achieve a master's degree. Her studies focus on education, human behavior, and creating change with impactful leadership skills. Since 2004, Claudia has worked as an early childhood education assistant and teacher with the Los Angeles Unified School District. Claudia regularly volunteers in a nonprofit organization and spends time helping the community and providing resources to families. Her passion is to create change in children's lives and provide tools that can help them be successful in the future. Claudia is a single mother of 2 children, and they're sitting right here in front, Jacob and Mia. And fueled by her educational achievements, Claudia continues to use her knowledge to empower those at a significant disadvantage and create change in her community. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce you to your 2022 student speaker, Claudia Aceves.
It is an honor to be the commencement speaker and represent the class of 2022. It is said that resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity and to push forward despite the challenges. Today is a day of acknowledgement for all of us. We all have shown resilience in many ways that only you and I know what we went through to achieve our degree. Along the way, some of us lost a loved one. Some struggled to survive. Some had so much at their plates that at times it felt like we wouldn't get to the finish line. Yet, each one of you have showed to be resilient. Resilience gives the power to not only adapt and push forward, but to also develop empathy. And therefore, it motivates us in helping others. Pacific College is a college that has truly trained us to share our abilities to help those that are in great disadvantages. We all leave with a sense of wanting to make an impact and to apply our knowledge in our new journey. Experiences like volunteering in nonprofit organizations have helped us realize the great need that exists within disparities. The experiences that we had in Pacific Oaks College help us grow as individuals, understand ourselves, and at times grow through the lenses of our classmates' experiences. There is no doubt that we leave with a degree from Pacific Oaks College, but most importantly, we leave with knowledge that only through our professors, our classmates, and experiences can mark our lives in providing the tools we need for success. We come together with so many differences, but with a common foundation to create change in this world. having in mind who we are, where we come from, and how we can use our knowledge in making a difference. We have come a long way, and it feels good to say, I did it. But you know what? We didn't do it alone. We want to acknowledge those that supported us along the way and say on behalf of my classmates and myself in different languages, thank you for your support. And now in the following, Tagalog, salamat sa iyong suporta. Hawaiian, mahalo nui loa. Armenian, Snorkalem Ornusian Hamad. Mandarin, Siesien Nile Bangmang. Thai, Kapkun Ti Chuai. And finally, Spanish. Thank you for your support.
Good morning, graduates. I am Michael Lopez Patton, and I am your Dean of Students. It is my honor to be able to introduce this ceremony's keynote speaker. From marching 76 straight miles to hunger striking for 26 days, Dr. Cesar Cruz has dedicated his life to justice. Born in Mexico, he migrated to the US with a single mother. Dr. Cruz is from Jalisco, Mexico, of Huichol, Mexico roots. Cesar grew up in South Central LA and earned his BA in history from UC Berkeley. Dr. Cruz was the first Mexican immigrant male to receive his doctorate in leadership at Harvard University. He is the author of Revenge of the Illegal Alien and Bang for Freedom. With a 27-year history in education, he most recently served as the dean at Arise High School in Oakland, California. Cesar is the co-founder of Homies Empowerment Program, which is now in its 13th year. The grassroots organization is evolving to become a community-based school for youth. Their mission is to help youth channel the healer, warrior, scholar, and hustler within on their journey towards individual and community emancipation. Homies Empowerment operates a freedom store, care center, learning center, freedom farm, and soon a high school. But of all of his accomplishments, he tells us that he is most proud to be a husband and a father. Graduates of the class of 2022, please welcome Dr. Cesar Cruz.
Buenos días a todos, ¿cómo están? Many blessings to all of you. How are you doing this morning? I'm not even graduating. I'm hella nervous. I promised not to set off the fire alarm, but I brought you a little bit of medicine. And I want to light a little bit of Palo Santo, which comes from Guatemala. I'm a little bit overwhelmed thinking about your ancestors. If you know your grandmother's name, from 7 generations ago, may you remember it. And if you're not privileged enough to know your grandmother's name from 7 generations ago, she existed and she dreamed of you, and you are your ancestors' most wildest dreams. So can we light a little Palo Santo for them? I also want to recognize that we're on indigenous land, that we're on Mexica land, Tongva land, and the indigenous peoples of the Americas of Anahuac and Turtle Island. And it is with their permission that I'd like to speak. I also want to light a little Palo Santo for all of you, because I don't know your struggle and I don't know your journey, but I'm so honored to be in your presence. And so si me dan permiso, we finna set it off right. Ahí les va. Great Spirit, we're thankful to be alive. Some of us didn't know we'd make it to Saturday. Some of us didn't know we'd make it to this moment. May this moment in time be useful, may it be meaningful, and may it be a catalyst. As we get started, I just want to give thanks for this morning and this day in the way that I give thanks. Meshikatiawi, Ashe, and Amen. Shall we get started? It is such an honor to be in your presence. When I take a look at the sea of faces in the auditorium, and I was hanging out with you a little bit earlier, I can't help but feel so much pride. Listen, you are alive and you're here. Come on now. Amidst all odds, you made it to today. Let me ask you this. How many of you are the first in your family to go on to college and are now going to be the first in your family to graduate with a bachelor's or a master's degree? Can you please stand up? Please stand up. Can we please show them some love? But you know better than I that just because you're not the first in your family to go to college does not mean that this degree did not come without a struggle. Can I please ask the entire class of Pacific Oaks College, graduating class of 2022, can you please rise? Can we please give them some love? Thank you, graduates. You probably want to sit because it's going to be hecka long. No, I'm just playing. Of course que sí se pudo. I want you to feel that, graduates. Feel that love and let it penetrate your inner core. What you, your community, and your loved ones have sacrificed to make it to this stage of your life. And all of you did it. You must know that the ancestors and the abuelitas and the tatarabuelas are all rejoicing. You will need to remind yourself of this moment, this strength for the next chapter of your life, especially if self-doubt or very real 20-foot borders ever try and stop you. And they will try, but I have a feeling they're going to fail. There are also so many loved ones in the auditorium. Now, our president did a wonderful job of asking the parents, the partners, and the children to stand. But I'd like to ask any family member, friend, counselor, mentor, professors, supporters, and loved ones who have championed these graduates to make it, will y'all please stand? Graduates, can you give them some love? That's right. Your support is extremely sacred and special. And on behalf of the class of 2022, we thank you and honor you for your love and your support. In spite of it all, you are here. A pandemic of global magnitude with lockdowns and lost jobs, isolation, and an international plague could not stop you. We were quarantined, separated from loved ones, at times struggling to just breathe, and for a while without even a vaccine in sight. Many of us, as was said earlier by our student speaker, have had to bury loved ones. What has this graduation and graduating class not faced? From COVID to poverty, inflation and international war, separations at the border, to loss of life. Even the threat of trying to regulate a woman's body and what she can and can't do with it is happening all over again. And yet you are still here. I salute you. Amidst all odds, you stood up and are standing up for your future and making that a reality in this present right now. For those of you who couldn't have known that it was possible to get here, I might understand a little bit as to why. See, growing up, many of us carried labels and borders on our back. They label us immigrants, foster youth, formerly incarcerated, single parents, minorities or minoritized, the poor, non-academic, the disabled, the never gonna make it, and so much more. For me, I was labeled so many times. I was your illegal alien and your wetback, that I actually thought, I heard it so many times, that those must be my middle names. It was not just in people's judgments or in my so-called legal status, but worst of all, those words, they penetrated my own state of mind. You see, for a while, I believed the labels. I thought that I was actually less than and not equal to you. For too long, I felt like a foreigner in my own ancestral land. It took so many elders to remind me that just 2 grandmothers ago, if we go back in time, this land was Tongva, Ohlone, Mexica, indigenous, Raza, and it still is. For you see, just 2 grandmothers ago, names like California, Arizona, Nevada, Texas, Nuevo Mexico, y Oregon meant that my ancestors, Mexicans and Mexicas, were home, our home, but we have yet to be fully embraced and welcome home. 2 grandmothers later, some of us are labeled perpetual wetbacks and illegals. We get told we're AB 540 or documented or undocumented, or even worse by some politicians and sometimes even the evening news. Many of us are not seen as citizens at all in a country where 10,000 Latinos fought in the Civil War. We are not treated as citizens in a country where 500,000 Raza served in World War II. What do we have to do to prove that we belong here just like the rest of you? We are still seen as foreigners in a country where we led desegregation efforts in Lemon Grove, California in the 1930s, and in Orange County in the 1940s with Mendes versus Westminster. See, it is Raza peoples that desegregated public schools too, including Pacific Oaks College. But we are oftentimes not ever taught that kind of knowledge. And yet, despite all that we have faced, from arrest to incarceration, modern day concentration camps called ICE detention centers that lock up and round up our grandmothers, that snatch our 5-year-old babies at the border, we are still here. My own mother, deported on 3 different occasions, but she always found a way to return to her children as you are returning to your own sacred purpose. I never quite understood how or why she always made it. I said, Ama, that border is at least 20 feet high. How did you always make it back? She said, Mijo, I've always carried a 21-foot ladder on my pocket. That 21-foot ladder is my faith, my history, my love, my hope, and it is my destiny, for nothing's going to ever separate me from you. Imagine that. The person who gave me birth now gives me hope. She gifted me her 21-foot ladder, and so I used it, and I use it, and now with all of you, we can actually build a 21-foot ladder movement at this proud ceremony that will be the entry point for what is to come in our lives. That ladder, for me, meant I had to graduate from high school, even sin papeles. That may be the ladder that you use to apply to Pacific Oaks College. You remember. It meant one day dreaming of, like you, getting a degree. I wonder if I could do it. And even if back then it felt impossible, it has now become inevitable. For me, it only took me 17 and a half years. 3 community colleges, 2 UCs, 3 times having to drop out to work 2 or 3 jobs, raising a family, and always dreaming about a way to return. Yes, 17 years to get a bachelor's degree from UC Berkeley. Pero si se pudo. Como decía mi abuelito, no que no, pistolito. That wasn't on the script. I walked that history stage knowing mine and prepared to fight for ours, for our legacy. I don't know how long this journey has been for you, but you are here. You made it. And who or actually what actually stopped you on your journey? Nothing, not even a pandemic. And let me ask you this, what's going to stop you now? Along this road, I needed to learn so much of our collective histories. I needed to learn about Puerto Rican freedom fighter Lolita Lebron. She kicked out the Navy out of Vieques to stop testing bombs on the island of Puerto Rico of Boriquen to see what is possible when La Raza organizes and wins. I needed to know about 4'9" Harriet Tubman, her body half paralyzed, organizing an underground movement to free her people. Slavery couldn't stop her. So why will the 13th Amendment slavery of today or any government stop us now? I needed to know about Yuri Kochiyama, about the Black Panther Party, about Grace Lee Boggs, about Emiliano Zapata, about Lariat Leong, about Gloria Anzaldúa, about Queen Kamehameha, about Gandhi, and so many others who have carried their own 21-foot ladders. Then I could no longer just see today's 20-foot borders. I began to remember our ancestors. And you have to know that. Your own elders and ancestors have always carried you and their own ladders. You are like that and you embody that. You have found a way out of no way. For me, after getting my degree, I became a teacher, y'all, for 20 years. And I was able to co-found the organization Homies Empowerment straight out of Oakland, California. But now, 20 years later, it was time for me to dream a new dream. Something that felt impossible at the time. I'm finna challenge y'all, graduates. Could I, a Mexican economic refugee, first in my family to graduate middle school, dream about applying for a doctorate at Harvard? Nah. It's not that Harvard or any university is all that. But I was told for so long that I'm less than. That our history is always missing from the textbooks. That at times I still believe them. And it stopped me from dreaming of all that could be possible. In your case, is someone trying to stop you from dreaming now? Who's going to stop you from getting the doctorate or the master's? Does someone want you to settle? Before learning something new, I was going to have to unlearn that false narrative that I can't. You see, when we dream a new dream, at first it appears impossible. so that next dream for you may appear unattainable. But for me, how can I? I got no papers, no money, 5 mouths to feed. I'm almost 40 years old at the time. How do I dodge an organized system built on oppression? And how do I get myself to even consider to apply for a doctorate? Not I, said the cat. But what would Lolita do? What would Harriet do? What did my jefita always do? They found their voice, so we find ours. They have paid a path, so we can walk it. This ain't about college, another degree, or you getting a doctorate, or even about your career. It's about going after what you've been told is not for you. First, I had to take on the impossible and at least make it improbable. So I applied. Any of you that decide to apply for a doctorate, I'll pay for your application fee. Ahí está. My wife is like, ¿qué dijo? On layaway, pero sí lo vamos a pagar. So I ask you, Raza, I ask you, graduates, apply again. Like here, like with you, it took a barrio. For me, it took my wife, my kids, my familia, the homies, the profes, the mentors, the prayers, the tears, so much studying, so much writing, so much taking on self-doubt and self-sabotage and imposter syndrome, so much dodging of micro and macro aggressions just to make it through. And I'm still not a citizen. Been paying taxes for 35 years. And yes, I have a doctorate. ¿Y qué? I don't think highly of myself, but I don't think lowly either. I am not self-centered, but I am really going to center the self, as this is not about me or us. I was told, keep your education, but the degree belongs to the people. And now they told me, what you gonna do with it? So graduates, if I could ask you a question, what you gonna do with this degree? Will you walk into your sacred path? Are we done? Are we free? Does our struggle end with a degree? Nah, but it can be a birth of a new dream. I began to dream again. What if I could take this degree and open an entire school built on gang assets for youth who are constantly pushed to the margins? If I were to describe to you an organization where you got to put in work, you got to sell product, you got to be loyal, you got to wear a uniform, what am I describing? That's right, I'm describing the Girl Scouts. You got to sell that product, sell them cookies, bro. See, Girl Scouts get to thrive in America, but kids who join gangs are seen and labeled as America's urban terrorists. Right now, the dream of a school like that to some people is impossible. You ain't gonna do it, Cesar. But not for me, and maybe not for you. I'm building Homies Empowerment High School. And even though I'm being tasked to raise 10 years worth of funding, to have security and independence, to be an independent, free school that it seeks to be, I have to raise $30 million in the next year. But as many of you are witness, it's gonna come to fruition. But to get here, we have to address the doubters, the naysayers, and many of those people have taken up residence in our thoughts. Someone may have doubted you and planted that seed of doubt, having it show up when you start to allow yourself to dream again. Not you. Yes, I know there's a system in place to demonize and criminalize you, and yet you rise. How have you done it? You could spend your life focusing on 20-foot borders, but knowing that whatever you give oxygen to grows. So instead you breathe life into your 21-foot ladders. Ask yourself, why have I been able to make it? Why am I making it across that stage today? You have been created in the likeness of the Most High. And the Great Spirit never makes junk. My people, you are crossing that stage and walking into your future for a reason. As you do, may you be present to what the universe is trying to say to you right now. If I may ask, what is your personal revolution? How might you change the world? What kind of ancestor do you want to be? If COVID, war, inflation, and poverty couldn't stop you, what will? You are called to stand not idly by, but for justice, for truth, and for critical hope until Black lives actually matter. Yes, you, all of you, indeed can change the world. Yes, you can stand up for what is right. My people, we have to build that movement and answer the call that is knocking on the door right now. You have proven to yourself that the impossible can become improbable. And after you cross this stage, this morning it's going to become inevitable. I humbly say, may you radiate your life's purpose and find your path. May you remember your barrio strength that got you this far. May you carry your ancestors the way your ancestors have carried you for the road ahead. May you walk with pride and self-awareness that si puedes, si podemos for the rest of your life. And may you walk towards your sacred path. And along the way, don't forget to shine your light. Even if darkness would seek to cloud your judgment, just one bit of your light will always illuminate the way. Mexica Tiawi, muchísimas gracias. Okay. I didn't mean to.
Thank you for a very inspiring speech, Dr. Cesar Cruz.
I thought I was getting kicked out.
Not yet, not yet. We have something very special. On behalf of our trustee, our faculty, our staff, and our graduating class of 2022, we would like to present to you a certification of appreciation, Dr. Cesar Cruz. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Let's get it.
The energy is just amazing here on stage. Today, on behalf of Pacific Oaks community, we are proud to honor the late Olin Barrett, a local treasure and enduring champion of Pacific Oaks College and Children's School. We are honored to recognize Olin's services and dedication to Pacific Oaks, which spans over 50 years. I would like to thank and acknowledge Ann Barrett, Olin's lovely wife, his daughter, Amanda and Caroline, sitting on the stage here. Also, all that special guests of the family sitting in the audience. Olin Barrett was a kind, gracious man. His commitment to Pacific Oaks began when his daughters attended the children's school. He was deeply involved with the parents' community, parents' education, and the development and fundraising. Olin served on Pacific Oaks Board of Trustees, including multiple roles of board chairs, development chairs. His board tenure spans 42 amazing years, and also graciously served as a PO trustee as well. On behalf of Pacific Oaks College and Children's School, we extend our sincere gratitude to Ann and Olin. Through Olin's presence on the board and his generosity, Pacific Oaks and the Children's School thrived. The countless children who has experienced the magic of the Children's School and the college student who has fulfilled their dream of higher education are a part of his legacy. Olin believed in value that we practice at Pacific Oaks. A belief that each individual has fundamental worth and unique importance. a feeling that connection of all persons everywhere. The idea that each person, no matter how young or old, has the potential to contribute to the life of others and to the community. His stewardship and care of Pacific Oaks through some of its many trying times has brought us here today. Olin was committed to make a long-lasting impact in our community, and he certainly did. It is my honor to present to Olin Barrett an immemorial honorary doctorate, a doctorate in humane letters. We recognize his exceptional act to Pacific Oaks, and his work make our institution center on inclusion, diversity, and equity. Please join me in recognizing Olin Barrett. Let me invite Anne on the stage with her daughters. At this point, I would like to invite our VP of Academic Affairs, Dr. Bree Cook, back on stage.
All right. Are you guys ready? Dr. Hill? We shall now proceed with the presentation of candidates for degrees. Each candidate has been approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees to receive the degree indicated in the program and on their diploma, subject to the completion of all requirements. Reading the names of the candidates will be the deans of each school: Dr. Jarrell Hill for the School of Education and Human Development, Dr. Terry Webster for the School of Cultural and Family Psychology, and myself for the School of Global Management and Business. All right. Will the candidates for the Bachelor's of Arts in Early Childhood Education please approach the podium?
Jessica Chavez. Anali Segal. Imelda Valencia. Jennifer Chappell. Adriana Godina. Cindy Salcido. Maria Bravo. Eduardo Garcia. Melissa Erb. Jenny Nye. Cassandra McCoon. Susanna Ingram. Maritza Rodriguez. Adriana Levine. Lamira Ramos Laboy. Graciela Monroy.
No.
Janet Gibson. Stephanie Garcia. Yesenia Gonzalez. Richard Ponce. Lin Fu. Kara Kiley. Paulina Salcedo. Alexis Almada. Bethany Ewers. Marianne Collinot. Nora Adela Valencia. Alicia Reveles. Emily Gonzalez Mendoza. Valerie Esquera Villagomez. Myrna Alvarez Montes. Maria Guadalupe Tapia. This concludes the degree for Bachelor of Arts Early Childhood Education.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Early Childhood Education please approach the podium?
Veronica Cantu. Christina Copey. Monique Lee. Vanessa Chavez. Alejandra Castellanos. Myra Manriquez. Linda Haddadin. Cynthia Ross Branker. Mia Castro. Eliza Ariola. Bridget Bennett. Liliana Vivanco. Yancy Claros. Linda Hernandez. Virginia Alejandra Lopez. Leslie Diaz. Brittany Robles. Erica Mancia Dam. Rochelle Davis. Denise Marciano. Lindsay Osgood. Emily Ann Reyes. Vivani Rachanatre. Feliciana Frias. Rachel Doral. Anna De La Torre. Junie Long.
There you go.
Eric X. Aguilar. This concludes the degree for Master of Arts, Early Childhood Education.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Education please approach the podium? Oh, yes. Mhm.
Camille Thompson. Sarah Spinka. Damali Stinnett. Mary Ellen Parlier. Lindsay Irwin. Patricia Olivas. Vipa Cruz. Shaquille Richardson. Sabrina Gray. Cynthia Montiel Martinez. I love my people. Jennifer Jones. Jacqueline Bonilla. Jasmine Saras. Stephanie Armenta. Brandon Arguelles. Jabin James Neria. Megan Coleman. Jessica Gonzalez. Love Loyola Lau. Evita Fernandez. Denise Otani. Erica Nahara Sanchez. Rosemary Zavala. Letitia T. Robinson. Diana Rudd. Connor McGarry. Claudia Landaverde. Josh Forgy. Sarita Sullivan. This concludes a degree for Master of Arts Education.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Community Psychology please approach the podium?
Jasmine E. Rodriguez. Jonathan E. Barrera. Stephanie M. Moran. Edith Preciado. Robert T. Salinas. Ilya Sen Karin. Heaven Miller. Juan Rivas. This concludes the degree for Bachelor of Arts, Community Psychology.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor's in Social Work please approach the podium?
Evelyn Mendez. Monica P. Yengo. Alicia Benito. This concludes the degree for Bachelor of Social Work.
Will the candidates for the Master's in Social Work please approach the podium?
Cristina Arteaga Rivera. Heather Marie Yarber. Carmen Alicia Gil Roca. Sonia Raya. Liz Montillon. Poonam Sohal. Debbie Mota. Noreen Lazo Monte. This concludes the degree for Master of Social Work.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Cultural and Family Studies please approach the podium?
Charlene S. Wyrick. Maricela Gorgeous Alvarez. Sarita Govin Gonzalez. This concludes the degree for Master of Arts, Cultural and Family Studies.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy please approach the podium?
Kimberly Orozco. Sean McDermott. Brandy Alina Wong. Zaritha M. Brickhouse. Sharon K. McCann. Jennifer Gustafson. Cassidy Rector. Eva L. Quinones. Jacqueline Watley. Alma Meza Garcia. Mariana Hovsepian. This concludes the degree Masters in Marriage and Family Therapy.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy, African American Family Studies, please approach the podium?
Anthony J. Phillips. Ryan Morris Hampton. Winifred Tinkle. Jolie K. Savage. Valerie R. Hassan. Jacinta Marie. Kiara Williams. This concludes the degree for Master of Arts, Marriage and Family Therapy, African American Family Studies.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy, Latinx Family Studies, please approach the podium?
Tiana Mora. Vanessa Ramos. Judy Aveles. Diego Ivan Ramirez. Vivian Luna. Oyuki Chavez. Jose S. Carranza. This concludes the degree for Master of Arts, Marriage and Family Therapy, Latinx Family Studies.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy, Trauma Studies, please approach the podium?
Aaliyah E. Carpenter. Patil L. Derhagopian. Nora Thornton Stout. Renette Apelian. Amber Castro. Stephanie V. Narvez. Carissa J. Gayton. Jennifer Arteaga. Elizabeth Palma. Mika Antoinette Stokes. Tara M. Morgan.
Be careful.
Joanna Crystal Rodriguez. Clarissa Gutierrez. Mariana Villa. John Deluhan. Orlando E. Interiano. Charity F. Scott. Marilyn S. Koo. Lynetta L. Hale. Leslie S. Sanchez. Jessica N. Goyette. Diana Radia. Maria Colima Jimenez. Elham Sharifpour. Sloan V. Taplin Bennett. Mario Cruz Martinez. Digna L. Guerrero. Mariela M. Vasquez. Myra Elizabeth Bonilla. Teresa Avila. Hugo E. Catalan, Jr. Christina J. Cam. Lindsay M. Snare. Xingxing Wan. Sophia Cohen. Aline Giselle Melcon. This concludes the degree for Master of Arts, Marriage and Family Therapy, Trauma Studies.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor's of Arts in Advocacy and Social Justice please approach the podium?
Helena Ayala. Tamira Simpson. Gypsy Vasquez Ayala. This concludes the degree for a Bachelor of Arts, Advocacy, and Social Justice.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Advocacy and Social Justice please approach the podium? Alrighty. Will the candidates for the Bachelors of Arts in Human Development please approach the podium?
Raquel Kellerman. Genesis Gonzalez. Irene Gomez. Sandra Rodello. Adriana Oviedo. Giselle De Los Reyes. Joshua Acevedo. Josephine Salas. Katia Moreno. Maria Alvarez. Sequoia Roberts. Amelia Garcia. Sa'i Liu. Eva Consuelo Fernandez. Jocelyn Rios. Gabriela Sanchez. Samantha Ruiz. Vivian Bautista Herrera. Christina Sarate. Delina Bolden. Veronica Ramirez. Elizabeth Salinas. Heavenly Ramirez. Liliana Destiny Medina. I'm telling you. Lisette Zelaya. Carol Ruiz. James Wells. Tina Williams. This concludes the degree for Bachelor of Arts, Human Development.
Will the candidates for the Masters of Arts in Human Development please approach the podium?
Diana Lucero. Claudia Aceves. Vicky Elena Rodriguez. Margie Mintz. Linda Cordero. Oh, sorry. Lydia Cordero. Alexandra Barba. Rocio Alejandra Gomez. Christian Velez. Adra Ramirez Miron. Evelyn Riviera. Monica May Goodrich. Madeline Hernandez. Marisol Mota Gamez. Gohar Kara Manukian. Sonia Yvonne Deminter. Ryan Castro Miller. Fatima Barajas. Erica Garcia. Erica Avila. Diana Elizabeth Cruz.
I love it.
Erlinda Villa Lombero. Tito Jose Valencia Malmoa.
Woo!
Lashanda Kelly. This concludes the degree for Master of Arts, Human Development.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration please approach the podium? Okay, never mind. Will the candidates for the Master's of Arts in Organizational Leadership and Management and Organizational Leadership and Change please approach the podium? Don B. Alvarado. Senior. Helen Y. Kokanian. Monica Ruiz. Amber A. Wright. Sophie Chi. Alexander B. Stott. Dana M. Crosby. Aime M. Quintero. Lady Arias Chavez. Rowena Damonte. Sandra L. Menendez. Veronica Mireles. Lisa Kwan. Woohoo! Melissa A. Valle. This concludes the degree for Masters of Arts in Organizational Leadership and Management. Students, friends, and family, while the graduates return to their seats, will you please join me in acknowledging the extraordinary, all of that, bomb, talent, and dedication of our world-class faculty. I love them. They are the bomb, though, for real. Will all the candidates please rise? President Pedunton, on behalf of the faculty of Pacific Oaks College, I present to you these candidates who have been approved by the faculty and the Board of Trustees to receive the degree indicated and respectfully request that you confer upon them the degrees for which they are qualified.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the State of California, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have qualified, with all the rights and privilege, immunity, and honor thereunto pertaining. To signify the conferral of your degree, please move your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations, class of 2022! I could never get enough of this. Thank you so much, everyone. At this time, I would like to invite our core faculty member, Trail Greer-Jarman, who will be delivered the charge for our graduate, Professor Greer-Jarman.
Good commencement morning, everybody. Well, a book that I've read and am well familiar with says to give honor where honor is due. So I give honor to Dr. Michael Horowitz, the president of the TCS system. I give honor to the highly capable and competent president of Pacific Oaks College and Children's School, Dr. Jack Pedunton. I give honor to our academic vice president, the amazing Dr. Bree Cook. And I give honor to where it is due to our wonderful commencement speaker, Dr. Carlo. And I would certainly be remiss to not give honor to the people who have been working so hard to make this commencement happen, and all of the commencement committee and staff who are wearing black, just wave your hands so we can see you. Thank you all so much To my amazing faculty, colleagues, I honor you. Jackie Romero, I give you honor where honor is due. Michael Lopez Patton, I give you honor where honor is due. Under your guidance, we worked for a year preparing for this, and this is the second one we've had in less than a year. So we so appreciate you. Okay, but I'm really here standing before you to do the charge. A Pacific Oaks tradition, your benediction, last words to hopefully inspire you to be our representatives to a world that desperately needs Pacific Oaks graduates. I want to share with you some trivia and a little history. I looked back through my records and discovered that the first time that I gave the charge, and it was in this place, this very auditorium, was in 2008. And that was a very special year. I talked about super delegates and a young man who we came to know as the first African-American president of the United States, Barack Obama. And at the end of that charge, I coined a phrase, "We are so Pacific Oaks proud of you." And over the years, that phrase caught on and is now a regular part of what we say. So that's the history, and I will say it one more time. We are so Pacific Oaks proud of you. You have moved from student to scholar. You have completed the canons of your years and have moved to change agents. You have missed some nights of sleep, family and social functions, and some of you have survived the consequences of pains, problems, and pandemics. But you made it, and we are so Pacific Oaks proud of you. And now we release you with expectations. We expect you to honor our values of diversity, inclusion, social justice, and respect. And we expect you to be active listeners and concise communicators. We expect you to engage in dialogue instead of debate. We do not expect you to have all of the answers, but we expect you to have helpful responses to the social, political, and economic toxicities of this world. So, when someone says, "I do not believe in critical race theory," you can say, "I agree. So let's just teach real American history." When someone says, "I do not think we should be letting illegals into this country," I say, "I agree, but you need to get ready to move because unless you're indigenous to this country, we're the real illegals." When someone says, "I don't think folks need to talk in other languages in class," say, "Okay, then just tell me which of the other over 250 dialects spoken in LA County would you prefer?" When someone says, "I do not believe in same-sex marriage," say, "Oh, that's an easy answer. Then you don't get married to somebody of the same sex." In conclusion, I will say this. Look before you leap. Ask someone if you can be their ally instead of telling them that you are their ally. We expect you to show up, and when you show up, we expect you to speak up, and when you speak up, we expect you to show out. Show them how it's done. Look before you leap. Hold your banner high. Don't let nobody turn you around or stop your progress. And my name is still Cheryl Greer-Jarman. On behalf of myself and all faculty, consider yourself charged. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Greer-Jarman. Today, our graduates celebrate their accomplishment. Tomorrow, they will go beyond Pacific Oaks Wall and take that skill and knowledge that they have acquired to make difference in life of those who they encounter. Graduate, all the best for you today, tomorrow, and your future. We are here to support you for the year and the month to come. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby proclaim that the 62nd annual commencement ceremony has been concluded. We ask that you remain seated as we do the procession. Thank you.